are listening to the Live and Level Gamers podcast in association with FullEffectGaming.com. See, we don't play those games. We just play those games. Level Head Game. Your John Shaw. The K-Ball 20. D2K. Jedi Knight. The Live and Level Gamers podcast, where gamers come to talk.
Oh, okay, calm down. I know. You don't have to keep clapping. Sit down, people. Sit. Oh, okay. Bow, Keith. You got to bow, man. Go ahead and bow. What's up, folks? This is the Live and Level Gamers podcast, number 98. Right now, it's just me and my boy Keith Norris. What's up, Keith?
What's up?
And we'll be holding down the fort tonight. Hopefully, D2K can jump in. K-Bum 20 is in London, doing it up overseas. And of course, Jedi Knight, we do that. We try to get down with him on Sundays. But what's been good with you, man, since the last podcast, man? What's been good?
Work, raising my son, that life. Same old.
I feel you, man. Yeah, I was just telling you earlier, man. Today was a hectic day. I had stuff set to do, and then stuff kind of came in and intruded on what I had planned to do. But yeah, I feel you. Parenting is part of that intrusion. Oftentimes, parenting intrude on what I'm supposed to be doing. But anyway, we already got a dislike. We ain't even we got a dislike early.
It's probably because of that Sonic Force is causing tears.
Yeah, I guess they mad at the title. They don't like that. Either Sonic's Force causing tears or Switch 2.74. I don't know. But anyway, so let's talk about it, man. What you been gaming on?
Oh man, I wish K-Bone was here because I've been gaming on that Mass Effect. I've been putting in a lot of hours on that thing, doing all the loyalty missions, and I haven't even touched the main story. But yeah, it's actually been getting pretty good. I really don't know what the storyline is really, but it's just been fun. The gameplay is pretty dang good. And did I play? Oh, I played Wonder Boy on the Switch. Boy. Yeah, that Sega remake game.
Wonder. I haven't seen. I gotta go look it up. Hold up. Go ahead.
But yeah, my opinion. Wait for a discount on that game. That's my opinion. It's good. It's cool. The developers, they you can tell that they had a really fun time making the game and remaking the models and bringing the graphics up to today's standards, I guess. But it's not that good.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because I would have wished they would have remade some of the hit detection and the jumping and stuff like that. But it's pretty much the same game, just reskinned. But that's about it.
Wonder Boy. Hold on. Let me look this up. I
think it's Wonder Boy.
Let me see. Wonder Boy for the Switch. Is it in the eShop? Because I think I seen something for it, but
called Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a side scroll. I have seen that. All right, cool. I see what you're saying. So that's it. So you said wait until a discount.
Yeah, I'll wait on the discount. Definitely, it's a good. You should, the developer deserves some credit for what they did, but for $20, I don't think it's worth $20. 10, yeah, maybe even 15.
I'm reading. Did they just announce a 2DS XL or something? What's going on with this? What's this?
I don't know. Somebody said that in the chat.
Talking about it in the comment section, but I have no clue what they talking about. Hold up. Yeah, y'all listen and fill us in, man. We might be able to dialogue about it because I have no idea. So, okay, Keith. So for me, I just beat Zelda.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild. And for those of you guys that are listening, I'm going to try not to spoil this, but I will say I did not like the ending. I did not like let me rephrase that. I did not like the final boss fight. I'm not the actual ending of the storyline, the actual fight, the encounter with Calamity Ganon was underwhelming. It was if there was an asterisk on this great game, that is it. If there was a negative that I can point to, there was an actual bona fide negative in Level's mind and opinion and experience of this game, that fight, that encounter was it. It was so lackluster. It was so unbelievably short, unchallenging, that when I finished, the first thing I thought to do was hit up Keith, because I could not believe that this was it. So when I said, man, what did I text you? I can't remember what I tweeted you.
I had to go back, and you told me that you finished it. Hold on, let me go back and look.
Yeah. I told you I finished it, and the first thing you said was it underwhelming, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm not the only one, man. Like, dude, I'm okay. I know I'm probably gonna make some folks mad. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers.
Go ahead.
I know that this game got a lot of 10 out of 10s, right? And a lot of high praise, which it deserves. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it. But if I be honest, that final encounter with Calamity Ganon would have took some points off of my score.
I agree.
If I had it at a perfect 10, the encounter with Calamity Ganon would have took at least 5 to 10 points off of my score. I would have literally went from a solid 10 to a 9, maybe 9.2. It didn't ruin the game. It just did not conclude it right.
That's a pretty steep drop, though.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you why. And I know some folks might not like that, but old level got to be honest, man. I remember giving my thoughts about Shadows of Mordor and the last encounter, and the game was great until the last encounter was just a quick time event, and it was over, and it literally ruined a lot of my opinion about the game, because they building you up to this epic finale, this epic encounter that's supposed to be, of all things, epic. So I had more challenging battles with protagonists and enemies within the regular world. The Lionels are harder than Calamity Ganon.
Especially the silver ones. Especially the silver one.
Right. The silver Lionels are harder. Like the ones that you get trapped inside of the castle with are harder than the final boss in this game. And it's like, dude, I can't with clear conscience sit up here and criticize anything else or anybody else or any game with these weak endings or weak boss fights or weak conclusions, and then see the game that built me up to everything in the game said this final encounter is going to be something out of this world, right?
Yep.
It literally builds you up to feel like how you going through finding all the shrines, beating all the divine beasts, encountering all these other beasts in the world, like what's the giants,
The Hinox.
huh?
The Hinox with the one eye.
Yeah, how you say their name? Hinox, and then the one in the Gerudo Desert,
I
the
don't
M,
recall.
started M.
I know what you're talking about. I only fought the thing like twice.
Yeah, I killed one. That took a more of a challenge because I had to figure out how to kill it. And then the Hinox, it wasn't hard to kill it, but it took a long time if you didn't have the right weapons. But you know, as you weaponed up, it got a little easier to kill them, but it still took just as much of a challenge. And I still can't beat the Lionels at all, especially the silver ones and the white and the silver ones. One, I think it's a silver one. What's all the different colors of them?
Red, blue, and I think silver. But
Yeah,
people say it's a white one, but I can't tell the difference between the white and the silver. If there is a difference.
I can't beat the blue ones yet. I definitely can't beat the armored silver ones. I've beaten one of the regular brown orange ones. I've beaten one of them. It took me a minute, but I beat it. And the fact that I died more when I got trapped in one of the little spots in the castle where you've got to fight one of those silver armored Lionels, I couldn't even beat that. I literally, I had to get out one of my guardian arrows and just shoot it. It's like, to me, it's cheating because when you shoot it with a guardian arrow, it just disappeared. Yeah. But to actually fight it, I couldn't beat it. But Ganon, I didn't even die. I didn't.
Yeah, I was using materials and stuff like that. Like, man, I didn't want to waste this, on this Lionel, but I was going through food. Like, dang, I need to say this for Ganon.
Right, dude. I was saving weapons. I'm running through the castle thinking I got a weapon up. I got to get all these upgraded, more durability, more critical hit power. And so all scattered out through the castle. Only thing I didn't find was, I told you, the shield. Yeah. But all scattered throughout the castle is stronger weapons. That's in some cases stronger than the Master Sword. But I'm finding all these weapons, dropping weapons, powering up and getting the most strongest weapons. It's harder to fight what you fight inside the castle, and then when you get to Calamity Ganon, it was a wash. It was so non-challenging, and I gotta get people's opinion, man. Am I tripping? Go ahead, Keith. When you got there and you did what you did, how did you feel?
All right, are we spoiling? Are we finna do spoiler alert? Have we already spoiled it?
Try not to spoil it, but just try to talk around the spoils. But if you got to, just say spoiler alert.
But yeah, I agree. Like, trying to run up the castle, trying to avoid the guardians, because I wasn't good with the parrying at first. I got good later on after I beat the game. But trying to avoid the guardians and fighting some of them, fighting the Lionels, and then when I finally got to Ganon, I was expecting something completely different. I'm not gonna tell you what happened. And then we fought, and to me, he was pretty much like a souped up version of the Calamity Ganon things that you already fought. And I guess that fighting those prepared you for fighting Ganon. So you was kind of like, I already know what to do. Because it got to a point where, do I want to say that? Where he changed his body and you couldn't hit him. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. So when he basically, okay, yeah. No, we can't spoil it. Yes. All right.
He did something and changed his body where you couldn't hit him. And I'm running around trying to figure out how to beat him, but he wasn't killing me. You know what I'm saying? It's like a quarterback.
So he wasn't doing what the dang, I don't want to spoil it. So spoiler alert. So he wasn't homing in on you?
He was, but I was able to avoid it.
Okay, all right, cool.
You know,
Okay, I
I was
got you.
able to. I had time to think about how, kind of like a quarterback who's sitting in the pocket and his line is defending him really good, and I got time to think about what I need to do. And I didn't
All
want
right.
that. I wanted to be able to just. I wanted him to kill me. You know what I mean? That's the feeling I wanted. But
You wanted to get demolished and wrecked and be like, man, I gotta beat this. You ain't, yeah.
I beat
Go
him on
ahead,
the.
go
I
ahead.
think I want to say I beat him on the first try. I think I did.
I didn't beat him on the first try because I wasn't trying to beat him. I was
Oh
just
yeah,
trying to show my brother what he looked like. I really was. I was tired of playing, but he's like, man, let's see, man, let's go up in there. So I went up in there, got in. Getting through the castle was hard.
yes.
Avoiding all the different guardians and all the flying guardians, and it was crazy. But when I got up in there, I died once or twice, really because I wasn't serious.
Russian.
And then I beat through that part and got to the second manifestation, or the second morphed, who, you know, when he did what he did in that part. And I didn't want to beat it. I was like, I don't want to beat it yet. I want to do a little bit more. I want to find the shield. I want to get all the memories. I want to do all that before I fight it, because I want the true conclusion. That was another reason I didn't beat it, because I wanted the real ending. And I didn't want to see anything until I saw that real ending. So I go out because I was like, man, when I first saw Calamity Ganon, I'm not gonna lie, like I told you last week, it literally was out of the box far as visually for me. Like, it was such a departure from Nintendo's approach to a villain design. It didn't look like anything that I've ever seen in a Nintendo game. Like, it was demonic, it was dark, it was weird, it was kind of uncomfortable when you look at how it moved and how its neck moved, and the fact that this thing really looked like something out of a horror movie, like something out of Japanese horror flicks. It didn't look natural. So that kind of threw me for a loop. And I was more shocked by that and impressed by that. I really wasn't paying attention to how easy it was. So, of course, I didn't beat it because I wanted to get all the memories. So I come back. I'm ready to go. I'm running through the castle like, man, I'm going to power up, because this thing's going to take me off. And it's going to be about 30 minutes of battling this thing. I'm going to lose a whole lot. I ain't got no food. I don't have no power. I ain't got nothing. I'm running there with like 9 apples. I ain't got no steaks, no deer meat, no nothing, Keith. I'm up in here bare bone, like I'm finna get thrashed, but it's gonna be fun. And I beat it. I ate my 9 apples, maybe a few water. I don't know if they call them, but watermelons. And that was it. I was done. I was like, dude, I gotta hit Keith up and see how he felt about this, man. Because I feel like that was 100 and plus hours of wasted. All that, it wasn't wasted, but
I was gonna say it wasn't wasted. The game was still fun, but
it was fun. But dude, that ending just really didn't do it for me, man. Like, I don't know, folks. Give me your opinion in the comment section. Let me know. Let me look at some of these opinions, man. Because I hope they still rocking with your boy. They might be like, you know, level we can't rock with you no more. Let me see. Oh man, don't get scared, man. Chariot Man videos. You might have a different experience than me, man, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. It was underwhelming for me, but I don't want to spoil it. But the castle is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. The castle was challenging, and you get
looking forward to the that hard mode they talking about. I'm curious now.
Yeah, because the castle is challenging, and if you get stuck in one of them little areas with one of them Lionels, you are not going to get out if you ain't got no guardian weapons. If you ain't, I'm telling you, I died so many times. I ain't only one time. I think it was like 20 times I died. Just kept dying. And but anyway, yeah, man. So what would you, after the ending, everything over, what would be your rating of Breath of the Wild?
So, assuming that I said it was a 10, I would have to bring it down to a 9.5. Because I don't know, I just feel like from watching from E3, seeing the story elements, how they played it, how they showed it to us, and then you actually play it, and it's kind of not like that. It, like you said, it felt underwhelming. But I can't say that. That's the true ending. I can't say that. I will just say there's hope with the DLC. The DLC has me very excited. That's all I'm gonna say.
But we're gonna talk about it because, like I said, a whole bunch of people been wanting us to talk about this Zelda and get into depth with it and our opinions, and because it kind of excludes K-Bum and D2K, I've been kind of reluctant of going there. But since it's just me and you, we can go there. So I will agree with you. I was being a little extreme, but I would definitely say if I had it ranked at a 10, the ending would cause me to drop it to about a 9.5, 9.6, somewhere around there. Still great game. Yeah. Still enjoy it. Still look forward to jumping back in it and finishing some of the shrines that I haven't finished and finding some of the weapons that I've seen other people with, some of the gear that I've seen other people with. And I still got to get the shield, the Hylian, how you say it? Hylian shield. I still got to get it. I got other versions of shields, but I want that particular shield. And like I said, it's some other storylines that I want to complete. I want to get the orb out of from what's her name? She won't let you take it. The Sheikah, the orb that's in her room with what's her name, man? My brain been blank on me. The one that guards Zelda, that was she's the old lady now.
I can't think of her name. That's crazy.
Yeah, just skip my thoughts, man. And they all looking at us. Y'all ain't no real Nintendo fans. I can't think of her name right now. You got Zelda, you got Link, you got
somebody in the chat. I can't think of her name.
Yeah, y'all say her name, man. Y'all know who we talking about. Impa. Yeah. Then she got that orb in there. I'm trying to get that to trigger that whatever that is, because I'm pretty sure it's a shrine, but she won't give it to me. Talking about it's an item handed down through generations from their people. So every time I try to touch it, she say, "Get your hands off," and all that. So, but let's talk about this DLC, because I have a theory, man. And I had this theory before I seen the true ending. So without spoiling the true ending, what do you think is about to take place? Or what do you think the DLC, especially what's coming in December, is going to be about?
Well, for me, it's a complete mystery. I know where they're going. Zelda says where they're going and what they're going to do because something happened. I don't know what the antagonist or who the antagonist will be, but what got me really excited is the fact that Zelda's going to be there. This will be, I wouldn't say the first time because you got Wind Waker, but this will be one of the mini games where Zelda is actually there with you and you're able to talk to her. It would be awesome, and I'm just speculating and having a little fun with this, but it would be awesome if they let you play with Zelda. I know they're not, but that would be cool.
You that you believe they're not going to let you do it?
I don't think so. You think they will?
I don't know. I'll say what I got.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But I hope that dang, I'm trying to do it without spoiling it. But I'm sorry, my son was coughing. I was trying to check on it. But yeah, I just think that this DLC is going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty dope, just for the simple fact that it's going to be more story, and she's going to be there with you. So,
yeah, I remember saying this in one of the previous podcasts we did. I said I believe the DLC is going to have something to do with Zelda, either her side of the story. I was thinking they were going to go back and tell Zelda's encounter after Link's fall, and after when she told them to take Link to the Shrine of Resurrection. Mm-hmm. I was thinking the DLC was going to be that story, because all through this story you're hearing about Zelda going to face Calamity Ganon by herself, right? So yeah. I was thinking the DLC was going to be like going back and telling that part of the story, the 100 years up to current place, and you was playing as Zelda because you know she's going from different location to different location, trying to find out her, you know, trying to trigger her powers, her gifts. Sorry for the spoilers, but that's what I thought. But after seeing the conclusion, I believe that what we think is a done deal is not a done deal. And it's something she said that makes me think that something is going to come back, and is probably going to come back even more powerful, maybe even the carnation that they said it didn't take this time. You see what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying.
I gotta go back and listen to that part.
Okay, you know that Calamity Ganon chose not to take on a true incarnation. It chose to present itself in its raw anger, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's going to come back, but it's going to come back in the other incarnation.
The one that we want.
Yes, the one that everybody wants to see. And I believe that because this game didn't really deal with any specific Triforce piece, it kind of made it basically it was all in her. Because you never really, and I know I hate to say all this because I don't want to ruin it, and I don't think this really ruins anything, because I think if you play any other game, you realize that you don't see the Triforce at all shown on Link. Is that fair to say?
I never even thought about it.
Like you never see the Triforce. You never see Link's hand glow with the Triforce of courage. And when Zelda shows her power in the opening scene, when everybody saw this, you see the full Triforce represented. You see the whole Triforce in her beam when she blocks. Even if you saw the first time we seen this clip at the January 12th reveal, when the Guardian steps over and Link is wounded and Zelda turns around and her power shows up for the first time. You see the full Triforce in representation there. It's complete. It ain't no missing part.
Yeah. And
that tells me that this Link and Ganon don't necessarily have it. And what I think the DLC is going to start is going to probably introduce some characters that we ain't seen in a while, or characters we want to see, and maybe the Triforce comes more into play, and it's going to be somewhere around. I don't know if we're going to play as Zelda, but I think we might have interchangeable aspects to where you might play as Link in one setting and Zelda in another. Because they said they're playing around with a female protagonist, and they scrapped it, or they decided to not go with it, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know, man. I'm really curious about that DLC now, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned bringing a certain being back that we really wanted to see. That would be awesome. But then I would also think like that would kind of suck for the people who don't buy the DLC. You know what I mean? Like, you playing the game and let's be real. You're comparing it to Ocarina of Time, and there's a lot of things that Ocarina of Time did that you were expecting this game to do that this game didn't do. And well, I'll just say I was. And if what you think is going to happen, a lot of that stuff is going to happen in the DLC, which will kind of suck. But at the same time, I'm getting more Zelda, so I'm good.
So yeah, I'm ready for the DLC, and I'm excited for what they're gonna do. Yeah. And we're in this part because they calling this spoiler cast, and we need to stop. I don't feel like I spoiled anything, but I might have revealed certain things. I apologize, listeners. But anyway, so yeah, I say 9.5. And that's still a high point, but I can't give it a solid 10. But I haven't given any Zelda a solid 10. So, but it's definitely the best Zelda I've played, but not the best boss fight, not the best Ganon encounter I ever had. So the game overall is a 10, but the Ganon encounter this is probably the weakest Ganon encounter I've experienced in a Zelda. I'll be honest. So,
since you play what's your favorite Zelda Ganon encounter?
My favorite one?
Yeah.
Not Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time. When he's sitting there playing them that org, and then he just tilt because really Ocarina of Time was my first true Zelda experience where I actually saw it through to the end. So I really can't go off of any other Zelda so Ocarina of Time on up, I experienced every Ganon encounter, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, all those. A lot of the ones before that and the ones on the 3DS or DS and stuff like that, I did not experience. The Super NES, Super NES, I didn't experience those at all. So, I really can't speak on.
You haven't gone back?
Not really, man. No, I haven't gone back. I need to, but I haven't. I was playing between Zelda Link to the Past, Between Worlds. Is that what it's called? Between Two Worlds or something like that?
Yeah.
On the 3DS, I was playing that one because I bought it for my son, but I never finished it because he was playing it, so I end up never finishing. I might finish that one, but I definitely liked Ocarina of Time's encounter, but when I think about it, Twilight Princesses wasn't a shallow one. It wasn't shallow either.
Yeah,
Twilight Princess was pretty dope, and the encounter with Demise and his sword. What was his sword's name? Can't think of his name, but the sword and then Demise. Yeah, all those to me, the conclusion lived up to. The final finale battle lived up to what the game was pushing you to. This one did not. I would say this was the weakest Ganon encounter out of all of them, in my opinion. But it definitely did not ruin the game, though. But let's go ahead, man. So Nintendo has apparently announced a 2DS XL. I haven't seen it. Before we get into what you think about this, man? Do you think it's worth it? Or do you think they needed to do this? Or
I'm not listening to it. I'm just watching the video. It looks like a 3DS, like a 3DS without the cameras. Look like
you scratching up. I don't know if it's signal or what.
It looks like a 3DS without the cameras. I mean, they look exactly like a 3DS.
Okay.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know why this is a thing. Nintendo feels like they need it, I guess, but I don't know why this is a thing at all.
Your signal kind of going scratchy. I don't know if it's.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you, but it got a lot of waviness to it.
I'm on my laptop today, so it might just sound funny.
Oh, okay. Because it wouldn't sound like that earlier. That's all I was saying. But go ahead.
But yeah, I don't know why Nintendo thinks they need that. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, it makes money, but I don't know. It looks good. Don't get me wrong, it looks real good. It almost got me tempted to buy one just because it's $150, but I don't.
I think Nintendo probably had this planned all along, even even with the Switch. Probably didn't think the Switch was going to be as successful as it was. Probably thought the Switch was going to be a slow burn. Mm-hmm. And the Switch became hotcake. So I think they probably just throwing everything out that they had scheduled to come out. But to me, there's no point in the 2DS XL, in my opinion. With the Switch doing what it is, and also being able to take it with you on the go and play more grand games and polished games, I just think it ain't no point, to be honest with you. Right. People might be like, oh, that's cool, but they ain't going to go buy that. They're not going to go drop $150 on that when they can go drop $299 and get your preferred system, your your elite level system. So I don't get the move. I really don't. So
yeah, like of course it's missing the 3D and it's missing the cameras. Look like, but
yeah.
the design is exactly like a 3DS though. 3DS XL. This color, this black and blue that they got going on, oh, that looks good though. I gotta admit. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'll look at it when we get off. But anyway, so let's talk about this physical year ending. So Nintendo dropped some numbers on us, and between March 3rd and the 31st, the Nintendo Switch moved 2.74 million Switch devices. Yeah. That's crazy. So, first of all, supposedly this is almost more than the whole first year of the Wii U. So that's crazy. So I dropped a video before this all came out, just saying I feel like looking at what Nintendo has done with the Switch, how they really pretty much corrected, and the ship, and literally is back on track like they should be. That they needed to be, they kudos needed to be praised, you know, and they need to be given their kudos and shown appreciation for what they've been doing. But after seeing these numbers, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like they said that the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has moved 3 something million. Yeah, let me. So, like in your words, like what are you thinking? Like, what are you shocked? Is this craze really happening?
Yeah, I think Nintendo's hit the sweet spot in that, and I can only speak personally, but there are games that I chose to buy on my Switch that I know that I can buy on my PC, but that added portability of the Switch has, in my opinion, has changed the game. And if they get more games from what they've already done, if they get more games and they perform, you know, just as good as the competition, they're gonna make it even more killer. And the simple fact that I can still play it at home on my TV, in my opinion, it's changed the game. Of course, you know, you got the people out there, the naysayers that, you know, they're gonna say, well, all systems sell well when they first come out, and you know the Switch could drop off. But at the same time, I think the system has changed the game in that it's bridging that gap. It's blending the two, exactly what they wanted it to do. And to talk about the games that's coming out throughout the year. For every month, there's a game coming out. You know, so there's not going to be a draft this year. So they've already told you that. So Nintendo is doing exactly what they're doing. They are trying to right the ship. Of course, you know, you still got people to try to get on board, but 2.74 million people already think that they're doing the right thing.
Now, let me correct. They say that 2.74 is shipped. I guess not sold. So, but wait, I don't know. Hold up.
Let me see.
But from my understanding, like I say this, it's close to that number. What's sold is still close to that number. But I think that's the ship number. But actual sold devices are still 2 point something. So it might be already eclipsed that number. With a whole nother month under his belt, the Switch might be at 3 something million now, probably. So who knows? But what I'm saying is, it's definitely, because I know you can't find one anywhere. Most folks, I walked into Best Buy the other day and I saw 2 boxes on the shelf, you know, because when they had 2 boxes out, that means that there's 2 in the back. And came back the next day, both them boxes was gone. You know what I'm saying? So the Switch, and most time when I walk in there, there's no boxes on that shelf. I walk in there every now and again just a habit of mine to go out and just look at movies and different things I might want to buy or might buy. Best Buy is one of my little stop spots just to get out the crib and do something when I'm not with the wife. So when I go in there, I look at these different things because I know we talk about this stuff on the podcast. And I was going in, I was seeing how hardly ever a Pro controller was hardly ever there. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can barely find, and there was never a Switch device, a Switch box on the actual shelf to be bought. So when I walked in there and saw there was 2 in there, I was like, oh, they got 2 Switches in the back. Came back the next day, both them boxes was gone. So, and I'm hearing these stories across the board, like folks be like, man, they got Switch is going to be at Toys R Us, or Switch is going to be at Target or Best Buy. And before folks get there, they already sold. You had to wait for the next shipment. So I mean, I was not expecting the Switch to have this type of momentum. I was expecting it to resonate with us, the fans, and 3DS owners, both those markets of Nintendo. I knew it was going to resonate with them, but it seemed like the Switch is resonating with those even outside of those 2 pockets, and it's really doing its thing, man. And I gotta commend Nintendo. I mean, to go from the Wii U, even though people act like the 3DS wasn't successful, the 3DS was highly successful and it's still selling to this day. But to go from the Wii U, the bad publicity, the failing company, which wasn't really failing, but in the public eye, it was a failure, to where they are with the Switch today, that's a huge turnaround, especially to skip out of E3. So technically, the Switch hasn't even made it to E3 yet.
Nope.
The Switch hasn't had a holiday. It didn't have Black Friday sales. It didn't have Christmas sales. It released in March of this year, outside of the holidays, and it's putting up holiday numbers. So what is it going to do once it actually has a presence at E3 and sees a Black Friday and Christmas season? Just dude, like I can only imagine. Go ahead.
That's crazy. You know what? I'm glad you brought that 3DS. People act like the 3DS wasn't successful. Every time somebody, and I don't want to go off track, but every time somebody say, "Oh, Nintendo's gonna go out of business because they're looking at the home console," they forget they always got that handheld there, the Game Boy Advance. When the GameCube wasn't selling. The Wii, we can just throw that out the way. That's success. And then the Wii U, and then you got the 3DS. Like, Nintendo's doing fine, dude. They are doing fine, and like you said, those people are gonna come over. Outside of this 2.74 million, they're gonna come over to the Switch when there's certain games, Pokemon, come over to the Switch. Nintendo, and like you said, they haven't even touched the holiday season. Haven't even touched it.
No.
And by the time the holiday season come along, there's going to be a whole bunch of games you can play, from Nintendo's first party to indie games.
Right.
It's crazy.
And like I said, tomorrow is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow is one of the best-selling game. If not, I think this was the best-selling game on the Wii U. Mario Kart 8. And that game with more content, you got 2 items now, not 1 item. You got the traditional battle modes back, plus additional stuff in the game. It went from 3 balloons to 5 balloons, more characters, all the DLC from the previous version, day 1. Dude, I mean, now I still think they should have sold it for like $49.99 instead of $59, or even $39.99, to be honest with you, since that this is basically a upgraded the deluxe version of a game that's already been out. This is about to do nothing but cause sales to go up even more with the Switch.
Yep, because Mario Kart is It's a console mover. It moves devices. I'm not gonna buy it tomorrow. I'm throwing it out there. I'm gonna wait. My personal feelings for what it is. I paid $59 for this game that you're bringing out tomorrow on the Wii U. So I'll wait for a price drop, which might be a while. Then again, next week you might be like, keep what you've been gaming on. Mario Kart 8.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I'm getting this game. One reason, this is the type of game I really will play with my daughter, and I'm trying to create moments where me and my daughter can interact because we don't interact near enough, in my opinion. And she really likes Mario Kart. And my Wii U is down here, and it just turned itself on for whatever reason. I heard the sound, but I didn't know that's what it was. But my game pad just turned on, people. That's kind of scary. And I'm down here by myself. So if y'all don't hear me in the next 5 minutes, just know that my Wii U freaked me out, and I ran back upstairs to where my family is at. So, but yeah, man. And she really likes Mario Kart 8. And so, yeah, I'm going to definitely get it on the Switch. And tomorrow, I kind of told my wife that I'm getting it. I didn't really tell her that I'm buying a game, because if I said I was getting the game, I would have heard a whole bunch of look, I'm sick and tired of you and them games. But I said I'm getting something tomorrow, and she's like, "Oh, okay." So I ain't got to really specify what that I'm getting is, So
I told you I was getting something.
Yeah, man, she be on me about the game. So anyway, because she'd be like, "Man, we gotta do this, we gotta do that." And here you are playing these games. And I'm like, look, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, but yeah, I'll be getting it tomorrow, and I hope. Now, does that controller, that wheel comes packed in with the game, or is it that's sold separately?
I think it's sold separately.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how much that costs.
For your daughter, right?
Yeah, for my daughter.
Okay.
And man, it's almost like, dude, and I know this might sound crazy, but it seems like they could have made the Wii remotes and all that work with this thing, man. They might have should have did that. And but I guess they had to depart. They had to depart from all that stuff. So I understand, but I still got all that Wii stuff upstairs, man. It's just like, dude, this is a lot of stuff. But let's continue, man. So
hey, hold on. Since we're on the subject of Mario Kart, do you think they're gonna make a Mario Kart 9 for the Switch?
Do I think a Mario Kart 9 will make it to the Switch?
Yeah.
Honestly, if it does, it's gonna make it's probably 3 years down the road, 3-4 years down the road. Because I think they jam-packed this Mario and Kart game with so much content, and they can just continue to add DLC. They don't really have to make another version, because really this is a really good version. And I don't know if the Switch, what they can really, I'm pretty sure they can go even better with the Switch. But no, I don't see them. No, if they do, it'll be 3-4 years from now. That's my opinion. What you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think Nintendo's way of thinking is, this game is so jam-packed with content that we really don't have to. We can wait until the next console to make a Mario Kart game, because they normally just give you like one kart game a device.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go. Like, they typically only give us one Mario Kart game, a system's life cycle, put it like that. So, but at the same time, the fact that this game is basically the Wii U's version, and the Wii U version was how old by this point? 3 years old at this point. Hey, they might release another Mario Kart maybe 2 years from now. There's a strong possibility. It definitely won't be within 2 years. We won't see Mario Kart. If we see Mario Kart, it would be 2019. Around this time, 2019. It definitely ain't gonna be before that. But again, they made all this content for this one, and the DLC that they can continue to add more tracks, add more DLC. The game itself is perfect, and I mean, unless they just want to make better character models, and I don't really think they need to, so they can get away with just giving you more DLC,
Sure.
and it can kind of be almost a new game within itself. And I think they can get away with that.
I know a lot of Nintendo fans been waiting on that Nintendo card, so they can just go ahead and just release everybody.
Right. So, well, you think they ever do that? Like go away from the Mario Kart and just put all Nintendo stuff up in there?
If Nintendo fans keep saying it, I think they consider it.
Okay.
If Nintendo fans keep talking about it, I think they'll consider it. Like, I can see Bayonetta riding around in a cart using which time. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. But,
all right, I see K-Bum in the comment section bringing up Sony. Man, go to sleep, man. You in London. You supposed to be over there eating French fries and all type of foreign foods, man. Go to sleep, man. It's probably 5 in the morning over there. What you on here for? Anyway, tell the wife we said hello, man. Hope you enjoying London and y'all vacation and everything. But it's nice to see you in the comment section, man. But so yeah, that's pretty cool with Nintendo. There's some other stuff with the fiscal year ending and that they named, especially over Japan. It's really doing successful over there. It's like Nintendo is had almost sold up the whole top 10, selling stuff on Amazon and everywhere. So Nintendo doing pretty good, man.
mm-hmm.
But let's jump to that other old school company that used to rival Nintendo back in the day. The company that we wish Nintendo would just buy and merge into one company, and that is Sega. So I don't know if you saw this, Keith. Did you get a chance to see the new footage released of Sonic Forces?
Yes, and I told myself I was going to be nice to Sonic this time around. So
okay, so now then you might have to help me because what I saw was fine. I didn't. What I saw looked cool to me. It didn't look bad. It didn't look. I don't know how to feel because it's Sonic. It's Sonic game. That's why I wanted D2K on here too, because I know he would be good for this segment. But let's approach this from 3 different angles. First of all, does Sega need to quit? Let's ask this first. I'm gonna put these 3 questions out there. Then I'll pick how we're gonna go in order. But does Sega need to stop making Sonic games? That's one part of this. Are Sonic fans impossible to please? That's another part of this. And what was the problem with Sonic Forces? So let's start with the last question first. I personally didn't see anything wrong. But again, I'm not a super duper Sonic fan. I don't go goo gobs over Sonic. It's cool to me. I play him if it's good. That's how I am. I've always been like that with Sonic. After a while, it is what it is with Sonic, in my opinion. It's not like Mario. It's a whole different feel, a whole different. It's just different. And what I saw was Sonic. It didn't look no different than Sonic has been for a long time now. So I saw all the outrage, the mixed emotions, some liking it, other videos hating it, everybody all over the place. I take it that you are a Sonic fan like that. So yeah, are you?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're like me. You're not necessarily a humongous Sonic fan, but you do play the game. You've played the game? Okay, yeah. I play Sonic. I buy a Sonic game. I'm not opposed to buying a Sonic game, but Sonic games too do tend to be either 1, broken, 2, lackluster, or 3, totally incomplete. They haven't been great since Sega Genesis era. Maybe I think the last good one might have been the one on Dreamcast, Sonic Adventures, but I don't even think that was as great as people try to make it be. But what was your problem with Sonic Forces, the footage that they showed?
Personally, I didn't see anything wrong. It's just that I don't like that gameplay. I don't like Sonic's gameplay, so it didn't appeal to me. But as far as what they shown, it looked good as far as graphically. It looked like it has some speed to it. But it looks like it's the same old Sonic game, you know, and I never really gravitated toward it. So, but on a technical level, from what they shown, there's nothing wrong with it. If you like that type of gameplay, if you like those type of games, those Sonic games, then I think you're gonna like the rest of whatever they show, or you might like this game. But as far as Forces, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why people upset about it or something.
Well, yeah, like I guess Sonic purists they felt like the game was too I guess disjointed, too like just as fast as you're in the game, it does something to pull you out of it. It ain't seamless. It's too start, stop. But in my opinion, that's how Sonic has always been.
Thank you. I was just about to say that's how Sonic always played. What you talking about?
Right. And that's the very aspect of Sonic, especially after Sonic 2 and Sonic, all those on the original Genesis. They have always been that start, stop type of a game. Whereas, like when you are rushing through the stage and you running through the obstacle course or whatever, and you're running into loops and it's beautiful to look at, but then you will hit something because you're going at such an incredible speed, you're going to hit something and you lose all your coins. And that has always been the case with Sonic. So that's why so what I saw looked like Sonic. It looked cool. I ain't gonna say I don't like Sonic. I do like Sonic. I just don't have no real relationship with Sonic. So when Sonic was doing his thing, I was a Nintendo head. I was Mario, and I found every reason to hate on Sonic. But I did like Sonic, especially Sonic 2. I love Sonic 2, and I actually beat it. Got the gold Sonic and all that over my cousin's house they had, and I actually beat it one day while I was over there. So I liked it. I liked Dr. Robotnik, and actually there was aspects of Sonic that was way more cooler to me than Mario. And for a second there, it was just me hating because I knew I didn't have a Genesis. so I was just hating. But I don't have a relationship with Sonic, so I guess we can go to the second part. Are Sonic fans impossible to please? Because there has not been an iteration outside, I think, Sonic Colors that anybody has said they actually like.
Well, let me not be disingenuous. I played Sonic 1. I played and beat Sonic 2. I even had the little Sega Genesis little cart with the Sonic and Knuckles. And you can put the Sonic 2 on top of the Sonic and Knuckles, and you can have Knuckles playing this Sonic 2. My history with Sonic, and I played most of his games. It all changed when he went to the Dreamcast. I didn't have a Dreamcast, but I did get a chance to play Sonic Adventures.
What? You didn't have a Dreamcast, bro?
I did not have a Dreamcast.
Dude, you missed out on one of the best platforms ever, man. But go ahead.
I played on it. I just didn't have one. So I don't want to be disingenuous. Like I just hate Sonic. I love the character. Are Sonic fans hard to please? I think Sonic fans are waking up. I think Sonic fans are realizing that these games, they're not as good as they thought they were. They're rose tinted.
Is that it? I didn't think of that.
I think glasses are
okay.
like.
Go ahead.
Good, because like you just said, this has always been Sonic. Sonic has always been that stop and go gameplay, and I never liked it. Sonic is supposed to be this fast character, but every time you do something to go fast, you get hit. And you can say, well, you got to get good at the game. I've never seen it. I've never seen somebody get good at the game to not get hit. But
you bring up an interesting thought. Is it that the game is how you put that? You basically saying, is it that the fans are waking up to the fact that the game was never that great in the first place?
Right. That's exactly.
Man, that is an interesting thought. Let me give you one of those on that. That was an interesting thought. I would say it's a bit of both. I would say it's a bit of both because you do have nostalgia. I remember the original Sonic. It was fun. I used to love when Sonic would balance on the end of the platform and do all those animations and motions, and when he'd do his finger. Sonic was just cool. The gameplay, it was definitely different from Mario, especially in the side-scrolling era where it was 2D side-scrolling. I think it was fun. I don't think it was as controllable and solid as Mario ever was. What I mean, when you did something, I think some of the stuff that you did in Sonic was just luck, and the computer basically, I mean, the game basically was like almost like pinball. You once you get up to those top speeds, you're not running through them courses. It's running through the course on its own. It's almost like Maxi and Soul Calibur. Some of the moves you do with Maxi is already chain linked to do. You ain't really doing it. You just got to know how to chain link that move to the next move to the next move, because some of Maxi, if you know anything about Maxi with the nunchucks, a lot of his moves have extra moves to them. And so when you're fighting with him, if you punch with a one character, a punch would be a punch, or a slap with the like Keelik. If you hit him with the stick, it hits with the stick. But with Maxi, he might do a over the top with the nunchuck and then come up with it, you know, and that's all one move. That's all one button smash. Well, Sonic is like that in the sense of how he runs through the stage. A lot of that you're not controlling. You're just observing it. Like when he goes through the course and he's running at top speed and you're hitting all the boost and all that stuff, you're not controlling that. The stage is set up to you're just watching them go through this fast. You are not actually in control of it.
So it's a Naughty Dog game.
Huh?
So it's a Naughty Dog game.
Yeah, well, yeah. So so the parts that you're actually in control of Sonic was never as, and I know this, man, it's gonna create a war like a mug. I know some Sonic fans gonna be like, blasphemy, but you never had full control over Sonic like you did Mario. Like everything you do in Mario is you. Even at top speed, the platforming, jumping off walls, everything, that's all you. You got to learn how to do that. With Sonic, some of the stuff was locked in, like when you do the dash or the where he go into the morph ball form and you kind of hitting things. You're just pushing the button and he's automatically targeting what you're hitting. So it ain't like you are targeting these different robots or whatever it is. Sonic is automatically locked on and honed on to whoever's in line. It's so linear. Whoever's in line is going to hit it next. So the control, the gameplay, and the controls are not that tight. It's kind of hit and miss to me. And then other parts where you're running real fast and you're going through I would say the roller coaster of the stage, all that is just you letting the game do what it do. And once he slow down or come to a part where you hit something, then you're back in control. And that has always been Sonic. And you either like it or you don't. So in many ways, you're right, Keith. Sonic fans might just be waking up to the fact that Sonic was never that good. I hate to say that. And it's putting such in my I'm smiling so hard because I'm trying not to laugh. But you make a good point and observation. Was Sonic ever good? Oh my God.
You want to, if you compare it to Mario, each iteration, Nintendo, Mario 1, Mario 2 in Japan, Mario 3, each one, they refine his controls. He got more and more and more precise. And you can say the same thing with Mario 64. How the controls were loosey goosey, and then Sunshine, and they were tighter, And then with Galaxy and Galaxy 2, the controls just kept getting better and better. They don't do that with Sonic. They just start over.
Yeah, Sonic. First of all, Sonic, they can't figure out how to bring Sonic into a 3D world because you're not actually. This is the problem with it though, because you're not actually really controlling Sonic. Sonic is on a linear course that you move side to side on. You're not actually running through those loops. They're pushing you through those loops. Then you hit. It's almost like a quick time event. Everything is in a linear setting where you can't get off the rails that Sonic is on. Whereas Mario, you're running around freely. Sonic it don't really work in open space like that because the design of the game that takes Sonic out of what Sonic is. I think that was the problem with Sonic Lost Worlds. I think that was the problem with Sonic Boom. When you try to put Sonic in a 3D world, open world, what Sonic does don't work in that world. You got to go like a Mario. And Sonic ain't Mario. It might work if you do go Mario and have certain parts of the stage where you do the Sonic thing. But to make Sonic what it is, you got to have those obstacle courses, those roller coasters. My daughter, she be thinking she funny. She know I'm doing this, but you heard it, didn't you? Anyway, I let her mama get her. But anyway, so they got to spread these out more periodic, how to put this? I'm trying to get my thoughts again. I'm talking faster than I'm thinking. Because of what Sonic does, they got to have those roller coaster, fast running segments more frequently than not, or it don't feel like Sonic. Are you not having? That's the boring stuff. People don't want the Mario platforming part of Sonic. They want Sonic. That the name is what it is. We want to go fast. We want to blaze through these obstacle courses. We want to blaze through these stages. Well, like you said, Keith, was that ever really you playing that? Was that ever really good, or was it just impressive to see Sonic go that fast while you just watch it? Because you can stop him, but for the most part, if you take your hand off of the controller, he's going to run through all those loops in the path that he's on. He's going to finish that course until he hits something.
Yeah.
So, oh man, dude. Oh my God.
I'm going to disagree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you on your last question for Sonic.
What was my last question? Should they stop making Sonic?
Yeah.
I don't think they need to stop making. Well, that's hard. Okay, you answer. You go ahead, and then I come in.
All right. So, in my opinion, my little bit of experience with Sonic Lost Worlds, and I know you brought that up and said that it wasn't good, and it wasn't, but Nintendo helped. I heard that Nintendo helped a lot with Sonic Lost Worlds. To me,
I'll be honest. The demo ruined Sonic Lost Worlds for me. I'm not gonna say it wasn't good, but it wasn't good enough to make me go buy it. Put it like that.
I agree because I never bought it. But to me, they had a good starting point. They had a Sonic who was slower. All right, number one, he was slower, and then when you wanted him to go fast, you had to hold like the R button. I think it was the R button, ZR, something like that, and he would go faster. And to me, that made
almost like Mario.
Yeah, that made sense to give him a run button. And then I think where they messed up was with the bosses. The bosses I heard was super easy, and the fact that they tried to put him in a galaxy type world, they didn't need to do that. They could have put him in Sonic's world, made the bosses a little more difficult, use that Sonic, and I think they would have had a really good game because the camera was perfect for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you hear bad cameras in game design for the Sonic games. Sonic Lost Worlds, I think, fixed all of that, and they just threw it away and did Sonic Boom, which was trash. So.
Right. I never played Sonic Boom, but Sonic Lost Worlds, one of the problems I had with Sonic Lost Worlds was even though they put Sonic in a 3D world, it seems like Sonic is not either the 3D world is not designed well around him, or he just don't feel like he's really like when Mario's in a 3D world, Mario, how he interacts with the world, how he runs around the world, how he traverses the lands feels on point. It's spot on. When Sonic is put into a 3D world, it almost feels like he's out of place. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that he can't do it. Yeah. It seems like who's ever designing the game don't know how to put Sonic in a 3D world to where how he moves, how his feet move, how his feet lands on the ground. He's in it like he's swimming, like his feet is moving faster than he's actually moving on the ground, which is a part of Sonic supposedly running fast. But it seemed like they need to take some cues, and we used to talk about this when we were talking about Lost Worlds. We thought that they had learned their lesson. We thought that Nintendo input and aid, which I don't know how much aid was there with from Nintendo with Sonic Lost Worlds, but Sonics don't need to go nowhere. They need to give Sonic to Nintendo. They need to give Sonic to they should give the character Sonic to Nintendo and say bring him back. Make something with Sonic in it that we can be proud of because we can't make it. That's what they need to do.
So, and now I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna run with it. You got Smash Brothers, correct?
Right.
Turn on Smash Brothers and just go to like a demo stage and just let Sonic run. Just run around the stage. You'll see how tight and precise Sonic's controls are in Smash Brothers. I made a little video of it and I posted it somewhere. And you will see that his like once he runs and he picks up speed, it's like Nintendo, they got it. They can make a Sonic game because I was like, man, this dude is perfect in this Smash Brothers game. Anybody right now, go play it right now, and you will see how perfect he is. The second thing is maybe Sonic shouldn't run fast, but rather he should be quick. And like think like Bayonetta's Switch Time, like she dodges and stuff like that. I would rather play Sonic who's slower, or I can control him in the 3D space, and I'm able to like dodge and quickly move out of the way of missiles and bombs and stuff that they may throw at him.
Almost instead of trying to make Sonic look like he's moving fast, maybe make Sonic like almost like Beautiful Joe. Yeah. Remember how when Beautiful Joe would speed up, it wasn't that he was moving so fast that everything around him slowed down. Exactly. So you can manipulate it to where it makes sense, because that's their problem with a 3D world. Because you can't make a 3D world to actual scale to where when Sonic is running at that speed, it makes sense. Sonic, it makes Sonic look like he ain't even in the world when he's running fast, because they can't really they can't create that illusion in a 3D space. They can side because they can show you loop-to-loops it look like you watching a roller coaster. But when you actually in that space, then they got to make it look like you're on the roller coaster. And you either way it go, they got to put you in rails like a car, or they got to let you see that from a side view. Whereas Mario, when he went to 3D, he went to 3D and he was in that 3D world. All angles were Sonic. He's forced, when he go fast, he's forced to be on a street that only allows you to go right to left. You can't do much other than that. And like you said, they need to make him where instead of trying to make him move at lightning speeds, make him quick and make your like what they do with Mario when he on the back of Yoshi. Make it as fast, but you got to be able to adjust and go around the things right, and it's still fast, but it ain't what Sonic is trying to do. But I think that would work, Keith. You're right. Like some of those stages where Yoshi is on fire and he's running, and you gotta control him through the course, and you're actually doing that, even though he's running way faster than what Mario would typically run.
Oh yeah, he does. You're right.
So
you still got a little bit of control with that too.
And you got control of that. Whereas with Sonic, you outside of going left to right and hitting switches and hitting boosts and hitting trees and stopping. You ain't, let's be honest, man. it looks good when you don't hit something. It looks great, but you didn't control none of that. It just looked good, and it's fun the first 3 or 4 times you do it. But after a while, it's like, man, I ain't controlling this. So, but anyway,
speed back up.
man, that's we wrong. They probably gonna burn us in the comment section.
Sonny move like a tank.
Anyway, so what's the last topic, man? So, where do I want to go from here? What are my topics? Hold up. I gotta get all my topics. Dang, I had somewhere else I wanted to go. I just can't remember where I wanted to go.
Well, I got something if you want. If I can bring
Go ahead.
There's this app. You're going to be able to stream PC games to the Switch. I'm looking
I heard about that.
Rainway.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, that's perfect. But at the same time, I don't want to leave my computer on, be running like that. But if it works like that, but this could solve Nintendo's third-party problem. If this is a thing, if Nintendo don't step in and say, no, we don't want it. Because Nintendo always stepping in doing something silly. But this could possibly, fix that. And you can have all the third parties sitting on your Switch, playing it on your TV, streaming it. But I don't know. Would that work with online? I don't know. Anyways, hey, would it make online free?
No, you got to pay for online, but
if it's not Nintendo's game, you're not using their service. You're using the service from the PC.
Well, I mean, if you're just streaming it to the Switch, then yeah, you should be cool. But that defeats the purpose if you're streaming it through the Switch and you trying to get that away from your computer experience, unless you got some kind of way got Bluetooth through your computer or something where you can talk to the people. I don't know how you would do it. So, but yeah, I heard about that app, and it's supposed to be in the eShop, and I would say I don't think Nintendo is gonna let it happen because, for one, I believe Nintendo has already got an idea for something like this anyway. Mm-hmm. We know that the NVIDIA Shield, that's one of the things that the NVIDIA Shield can do, and basically the Switch is an NVIDIA Shield with a few nuances and like more RAM and stuff like that. But basically, for the most part, it's an NVIDIA Shield. That's what it is. It's an NVIDIA Shield with Nintendo on it and a screen and Joy-Cons. That's what it is. So anything that the NVIDIA Shield can do, I'm pretty sure the Switch can do, and probably even more. So if the NVIDIA Shield can stream like that from the PC, then I'm pretty sure the Switch can stream. Well, we already know it can because they got an app that's going to allow it to do it. So I perceive that Nintendo probably is not going to allow that to come to fruition. I will hope that they wouldn't block it. It would say a lot about what Nintendo is as a company if they didn't. But knowing that some of these games are probably going to be coming to Nintendo anyway, and they probably got an idea for a service, or if they didn't have an idea for a service, they probably, after seeing this, got one now. And working with NVIDIA, I believe they already got plans for something like this. So I don't know, man. It might make it. They might still allow it to be an option if you choose to go that route, but I believe they're going to have an option made by Nintendo or through NVIDIA for that already. So that's what I believe.
Okay.
This was my topic, and it's just a thought I had earlier this week, and then we can end on this. If Nintendo is going back to the stage at E3, right? Mm-hmm. If they're actually going to be back on stage, which I don't know if they said they were or not. I don't know how they're going to approach it. They're going to do another Nintendo Direct or digital event. But if they are going to go back to E3 and go to the stage, because I think it will be wise, like they did for the January 12th event, to have a stage presentation Or it would be cool. I won't say it won't hurt or help. I mean, it won't hurt anything to not have it. How would you approach that if you was Nintendo of America?
How would I approach it? I would approach it the same way they just did this last direct. If I'm going to the stage, I would quickly get all the 3DS, the little information. I would quickly get it out the way, and then I would slow it down and bring out all of my huge guns that people are waiting for, like bringing out the full online model, go ahead and telling people what it's going to be, the price, and just getting all the information out. So I would approach it like that. I would approach it, get the quick stuff out the way and then slow it down and end with a bang, because it's the stuff that on the end that people remember. It's not the stuff. A lot of times, it's not the stuff in the beginning. So
okay,
I would just end with a bang.
Okay. Do you like a lot of the new faces that Nintendo is putting out there? Like, you notice we really haven't seen Reggie in a while. We really haven't seen Bill Trenton. We seeing a lot of new faces.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing. We know so many of these other developers from the Naughty Dogs, and we know these people, and they get the proper respect and credit that they deserve. Only thing we know from Nintendo is, oh, that's Nintendo EAD or another, the Mario company or whatever. I don't know all the developers, and they don't get the proper respect that they deserve. We still give it to Miyamoto, and he ain't making the games. It goes through him. But it's a lot of these other people, the people that made, Splatoon, they deserve respect and credit. And when that game came out, they let that guy go out and talk about his game, So
right.
I think that's good that Nintendo is allowing them, or I should more so say that they're letting them show their faces and give them the respect that they deserve, and also allowing them to talk with the people directly and receive feedback firsthand instead of having it filtered through a Miyamoto or a Reggie, oh, they really like your game, yada, 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 and they don't tell them the full story. They can just hear from the fans themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I look at it like a team. Sometimes you need a new spokesman, a new face, a new voice. And while we don't really know their voice, but seeing a new face that's different from Reggie, different from Bill Trenton, because even when Bill showed up, it was like that. It was refreshing. When Reggie showed up, it was refreshing. So it is nice to see new faces represent Nintendo, and not seeing the old familiar. Even though we know the old players are still the major players, it creates the illusion that there's a new regime on deck, and it creates this illusion that it's a whole new company. Even though we know Reggie is still in position, we know Miyamoto is still in position, doing what they always done. So, but yeah, I think they need whatever they do at E3, man, they gotta show some stuff. But if they're gonna come back to the stage, man, I hope they kind of keep what you just said, what they doing, having these new faces out there, and letting them get the spotlight while the Reggies and all the others do the muscle behind the scenes. So yeah, that's all I pretty much have, man. I don't have anything else set up for tonight. We kind of talked real handily about Zelda. All you Sonic fans out there, we hope that we didn't hurt your feelings, but we need to make a hashtag Sonic fans woke. I like how you put that on there because I think that's what's going on, man. I don't think they're making necessarily bad Sonic games. I think this is what Sonic always was. You just realizing that it was bad. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Okay, so but that's an interesting, man. That's so interesting. We got to bring this topic up with D2K and Jedi and K-Bomb on here, man. Was Sonic ever really a good game? That's crazy. Now that I think about it, I think that's a legit question. Was it ever really good?
Terrell is a Sonic fan.
I know, but we got to get him on here, man. Actually, they was supposed to be on with us last week, But if I don't think I got anything going on Sunday. If Jedi is because Jedi is an old school nostalgia type player, so I'm pretty sure he got a lot of experience with Sonic. So it wouldn't be hard to have this conversation with him. And I know D2K would love to eat this up, and K Bum too. So I'm gonna see if I can get them guys on Terrell and Mr. T or some of them groups and talk about Sonic if Sonic was ever a good game. Because that's a good man, that is a good point. Is it that we just realized that Sonic was never really that good to begin with? He was just cool. He was really cool. It is just opinion, but it's a legit question. Because what they fuss about now, and we can't start back over, but what they fuss about now has always been the formula of Sonic for the most part. I'm pretty sure it was done a little bit better back in the day, or we was younger and didn't realize how broke it was. But it is the exact same game. I don't know. It just looks better. Anyway, let me stop, man. Let me stop. What do y'all think for next couple minutes, man? Give me your thoughts on Sonic. Was Sonic ever a good game? Bionic, how you say that? The Bionic Asphalt. Mm-hmm. He says 3D Sonics are one big quick time event. I agree. I agree with that. That's a good. That's true. Let me see some other takes. Sonic fans are woke. Sonic fans woke. Oh, so they basically quoting what you said. Are you taking it from them?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, from a little bit that I'm seeing, most are saying that, yeah, I don't think Sonic was ever really that good, man. that's messed up. That hurt my feelings, but to say that, but anyway. They do. I think two characters that need to come to Nintendo and let Nintendo make a good game. Because after I seen what Nintendo did with Splatoon, could you imagine what Nintendo could do with Mega Man? Just think about, just remove the paint, the same logic. Take the Mega Man model, place Mega Man in a 3D space like that, let it control like that, and it'll work all day long. It'll work all day long. And I can't believe, dang, we going down another path. I can't believe that we haven't gotten a 3D Mega Man that's worth talking about. When Mega Man will work easily, just take Mario, take his world, put Mega Man villains in it, make it look like Mega Man world, but he control like Mario and he's shooting and jumping.
I kind of like Legends. I kind of like Mega Man Legends.
It was so choppy and kind of
because it was built on the PlayStation.
You played it on the PlayStation? I played it on the. You talking about the PS1?
Yeah,
I played it. It's cool, but it still wasn't 64. I'm talking about Mega Man done like at the top quality level, like a Mario 64, Mario Galaxy. Mega Man can do that all day. That's like these characters, these mascots, these characters that Capcom ain't doing nothing with Mega Man. Sonic can't get Sonic right at all. Even Banjo-Kazooie, but Crash Bandicoot. These characters would thrive with a Nintendo mind. Like they just would. But it's sad that they got these characters and don't know what to do with them. What Banjo-Kazooie? Don't know what to do with them. And ain't got the team to know what to do with. But if they gave Banjo-Kazooie, Nintendo should have never sold Banjo-Kazooie. They should have kept certain IPs. When they sold Rare, they should have kept Banjo-Kazooie as their own IP. But I can definitely see Nintendo doing something with Mega Man and definitely see Nintendo doing something with Sonic and it being something great. But Sonic team don't know what to do with Sonic. But And like you said, it could be the fact that we finally waking up to the fact that Sonic was never really that good to begin with. But anyway, folks, we're going to have to go ahead and cut it short, man. I enjoyed this podcast. I hope y'all did. With me and my boy, Keith. And I'm going to let them sign out. Go ahead, man.
Oh, man. It was a good podcast. We spoiled some stuff, talked about some Sonic. It was a good podcast. Shout out to Terminator Juice. Let me know my mic didn't sound all that clear. I'm going to work on that so I can sound better on the future podcast. But until next time, people.
Yeah, we had some signal dropping. I guess it wasn't strong, but yeah. This is your boy Levelhead, man. This was the Live and Level Gamers podcast, episode 98. We hope that y'all enjoyed it, and we will be back on the flip, and hopefully we might jump on Sunday, depending on how things flow. So if you don't hear us Sunday, stay tuned to next week. We'll be back, same place, same time. You know how we do it. Till then, folks, deuces.
You are listening to the Live and Level Gamers podcast in association with FullEffectGaming.com. See, we don't play those games. We just play those games. Levelhead Gamer. John Shaw, K-Bomb 20, D2K, Jedi Knight. The Live and Level Gamers podcast, where gamers come to talk.